The sun moves, the moon moves. Okay? So, there's nothing new. I don't care how innovative it may seem. Tesla has all these hot vehicles and this artificial intelligence. They got this new invisibility cloak now, where it actually bends light around the body. And when you bend, see, everything, light focuses on everything. If you can bend light around the body, or if you can bend light around anything, you won't be able to see it. Light will make the position, the disposition of the light will make anything transparent. Can you see anything in pitch dark? No. You can only see things in the light. If there is no light and the sun is out, but there's no light, then you don't see anything. It becomes invisible. Now, none of these things are new. It's right here in the scriptures. There is no remembrance of former things, nor will there be any remembrance of the latter things, yet to be among those things who come after. The preacher have been king over Israel and Jerusalem, and I applied my heart to seek and to search out by wisdom all that is done under heaven. It is an unhappy business that God has given to the children of man to be busy with. It is now I need you all, because this is the basis and the principle of the discussion. But it was a lot of meat and potatoes. I had to stop there. I wanted to speak on those things. But here's the basis of the discussion right here. The preacher hath been king over Israel. So Solomon has been king over Israel in Jerusalem. He was king over black people in Jerusalem. And I applied my heart. So now Solomon's going to say, so I pondered to seek and to search out by wisdom, by the Spirit of Christ. I know y'all don't believe that. I understand. That's okay. Remember what I told y'all. If you cannot at least attempt to raise your frequency, my messages aren't, see, I don't intend these messages to be for everybody. I'm not for the people. I'm for Christ. I'm for whoever wants to listen. Let me repeat that. I'm not for the people. I'm for Christ. Doing a service to the people for Christ. I'm doing a service to the people for Christ. Why? Because you all are his beloved. He loves you all more than I do. That doesn't mean I don't love you, because I wouldn't probably be speaking at all. But I don't have the love for you all niggas like Christ does. That's impossible. How could I? I'm doing a service to you for Christ. So, just like Solomon, I seek and search by the wisdom of Christ all that is done under heaven or under the sun. In other words, I analyze, I ponder this society and individuals in this society. And it is an unpay attention. Y'all got to get this one. No matter your level of skill in the Bible, you have to get this one. It is an unhappy business that God has given to the children of man to be busy with. He's talking about everybody. He's not just talking about the Israelites. but it is an unhappy business that he has given to all mankind to be busy with. Listen. If you don't listen to nothing else, listen to this. I have seen everything that is done under the sun, and behold, all is vanity and striving after wind. Now, first let me continue. All is vanity and striving after wind. What is crooked cannot be made straight, and what is lacking cannot be counted. I said in my heart, I have acquired great wisdom, surpassing all who were over Jerusalem before me. Okay, so let me continue. And my heart has had great experience of wisdom and knowledge. And I feel the same way. Now, I'm not as wise as Solomon, nowhere near. I'm not going to be so foolish and to claim such a thing. But I feel him on this one. He said, let me repeat that. He said, I said in my heart, I have acquired great wisdom, surpassing all who were over Jerusalem before me. This part. And my heart has great experience, my mind. Heart and mind are the same thing, technically. My mind has great experience of wisdom and knowledge. And I applied my heart. I focused my mind. I pursued with my mind to know wisdom, which is Christ, and to know madness and folly. I perceived that this is also but a striving after wind. What is he talking about? You know how all of you get on social media and compete? You compare your work to this man's work when your work is that and my work is this. That's a mental illness. We don't do the same thing. Don't compare your work to my work. My work is my work and your work is your work. Your work is good. Continue your work. Continue your work. And I'm going to continue my work. It's not to be compared. That doesn't mean that my work is higher or lower. It just means that your work is A and my work is B. Oh, so he has a Mercedes or he has a Cullinan. So let me go get a Lamborghini and let me go get a Bugatti. Such and such wife say, hey, listen, the Joneses across the street, they got a big swimming pool in the back with a staircase that leads up to the swimming pool, and they got TVs that come out the ground so they can watch TV while they swim, and blah blah blah, blip blip blap. And the man busts his ass to say, okay, dear, we can get that too, even if he can't afford it. Many people wake up to a 9-to-5. Here's the thing. Even if you're an entrepreneur, you're still working if you're an entrepreneur. And you better be careful as to what type of entrepreneur you are, because you might be working even harder. Many of you are busting your ass. You busting your ass. You busting your ass. At a 9-to-5, if you're an entrepreneur, whatever you're doing, you busting your ass. Even if you want to be a social media personality, you're busting your ass. Many of you are. You're working hard. Some of you, that you're in competition with somebody. You're straining your brain. You're straining your thoughts. That's a mental illness. The fuck is wrong with some of y'all? Some of you go onto the job. This gray is not stress. I promise you. I promise you. I swear to Christ. This gray is not stress. It's wisdom. I'll show you that. I have made some major changes in this past couple weeks. Major. The internet is a big place to make money now. However you look at it. Now, let me give you all a disclosure. Let me give you all a disclosure. Is that the right? Is a disclosure the word I'm looking for? I don't think that's the word that I'm trying to use. What do you call it when, not a disclosure? Disclosure is not the word I'm trying to use. Let me give you all a, can't even think of the word. When you don't want anybody to get the wrong idea or anything like that. Disclaimer. Let me give you all a disclaimer. If you're an entrepreneur, do you have to continue to be an entrepreneur to make the donuts to feed your family? You better believe you do. It's biblical. The Bible tells us to till the field. Whether you're 9 to 5, whether you're an entrepreneur, whether you're social media, no matter what you're doing. Are you to just roll over and be a dummy and go broke? Because of what I'm saying, you be a damn asshole. Everybody has to wake up and get up and do what they have to do in order to make the donuts, in order for everyone to be able to feed their families or whatever the case. But also, stop studying me. Many of you like to study me, then act like you don't know me. Stop studying me. Don't worry about what I'm eating. Because I just had a big sandwich. No, I'm not trying to be healthy. I don't give a fuck right now. Stop studying me. I just had a sandwich as big as some of y'all head. I ate every bite of it. I'm just eating these because I'm still hungry. Stop studying me. Don't worry about what I'm drinking. Don't worry about where I'm at. Stop studying me. It's all vanity. It's all air. All the competition, everything. Every man and every woman has his or her own place to stay in. Every one of you should find your place and do what you do best at it. Whatever you do. Everybody's in competition, whether you're in the workplace, whether you're so worried about what people are, all of you are so concerned about what people are going to think about you. You can say whatever you want to say about me. You all don't have the balls to be on my level of thought. So you mock me. At the end of the day, your striving is all vanity. It's empty. It's nothing. Before you know it, this society is going to get flipped upside down. And then he's going to say, for in much wisdom is much vexation, much grief. For in much wisdom is much grief. And he who increases knowledge increases sorrow. So maybe some of the gray, it's not all wisdom. A lot of it is from the sorrow, from you all not being able to comprehend and not being able to step outside of the matrix. Now, when I go out into society, people are always quick to challenge me. They want to challenge my knowledge. You challenge me, but then you don't apply it anywhere else. You just want to challenge me. That's some stupid shit. If I go somewhere, especially a lot of women, because women, nowadays, they want to be smarter than their men. They don't want to be taught anything. That's backwards. If you are a woman and you have a man that's able and capable of teaching, you should listen. You should hearken unto his instructions so that they may be well with you. Let's move on. Galatians 4:16. Have I become your enemy because I told you the truth? Have I become your enemy because I told you the truth? Have I become... Somebody keeps calling the police on wherever I'm at too. And no, I don't think it's anybody here in Philadelphia. I think that this when it happens like this particular situation, I'm on a block where the police should never drive down. They should never ride down the block. Okay? And I think these type of police sightings, I think, are deriving from my slanderers. Okay? The people that have me on tracking device everywhere I go. If I go to Walmart, all of a sudden a ton of people start walking down wherever whatever aisle I'm in. They're looking at their phone as if they're looking at a GPS, a tracking device, or something like that. And even my wife, she thinks I'm insane. She thinks I'm crazy. My daughter thinks I'm crazy. Close confidants of mine, a close friend of mine. I don't know if my brother Tay thinks I'm crazy, but a little bit maybe he thinks, but not completely. But all the gentlemen around my neighborhood, they think I'm crazy. Everyone thinks I'm crazy. You got people that lied on me, say I tried to kill them. Now, those people, they think I'm crazy. People think I don't have it all. You know, and this is what the prophets and this is what the apostles, this is what they went through. When really, to be honest with you, the ones who are dysfunctional, you all, because you all are operating on a low frequency and you're operating outside the gates, outside the guidelines of Yahushua HaMashiach. Those are the people. You all are the people who are dysfunctional. It's not me. But let me try to convince the rest of the world that it's not going to work. Have I become your enemy because I told you the truth? Galatians 4:16. Am I becoming many of your enemy because I'm telling you all the truth that you can't refute? A lot of Muslims, they can't stand me. Why? Because of the Israelite thing. See, many of you all, you can't get past the Israelite thing, yet you still stand 10 toes down when you know that you're wrong. I'm dysfunctional. Oh, you ain't... Well, you know, there are plenty of verses that tell us who we are as a people. Okay? All right. The second segment is the word. The first segment was vanity. The second segment is the word. I believe I have 4 segments here. The second segment is the word. Okay? Luke 9:23. Luke 9:23. And he was saying to, this is Christ, and he was saying to them, if anyone wishes to come after me, he must deny himself and take up his stake daily and follow me. And he was saying to them all, if anyone wants, this is Christ saying, if any one of you niggas want to come after him, you have to pick up your stake, just like he picked up his cross, his stake, and follow him. Now, wait a minute. I want you all to understand something. I'm not talking to all of you, okay? Not for all of you. Not for all of you. See, I think the problem with people is when you say stuff like that, knowing that 95% of you just don't have the balls. Well, that's not true. Well, it is true to an extent because many of you are cold hard gangsters. But you don't have the balls. Your balls don't drag low enough to be ostracized like Christ was. And to be talked about amongst the people and go through the rulings of the people like Christ did. Right? See, black people are very demanding and wicked people. You all want what you want when you want it, and you want people to appease to you. I'm never, ever gonna appease to any of you niggas. Ever. Y'all gotta kill me. I'm never gonna do anything for you niggas to make you like me. I don't give a shit how you feel about me. And you all know that. I'm never going to do anything. Now, I don't want to be derogatory toward you all. I don't want to be disrespectful. I don't have to be derogatory or disrespectful. I do love my people. But your feelings, your emotions, throw them in the trash. I don't give a shit how you feel about me. Ever. I didn't, I don't, and I won't. I don't care. I don't give a damn. I tell you all out in the streets when I see you. I don't give a damn how you feel about me. I don't care. But I'm going to tell y'all the truth. When Christ was telling people to pick up their stake and pick up their cross and follow him, he wasn't talking to everybody. He was only talking to the disciples. Not the rest of you niggas. That's not your job. Because your nuts don't hang that low. And you're too concerned striving after wind, striving after vanity, worrying about what the next man and the next woman thinks about you. That's a weakness. There's no strength in that. That's weak. To the core. Oh, but I got a lot of muscles. I bet you I'll put hands and feet on you. You might. But that doesn't make you a better character than me. You just might. But old man is not a pushover either. I have you all know that. Now, I want to read you all something else. I want to go to Luke chapter 38. And I'm going to read Luke chapter 10. This is Luke chapter 10, 38 to 42. Listen very carefully to what I'm about to say to you all. This is Luke chapter 10, 38 to 42. Now, I tell you all to prepare, right? Are you preparing? The scriptures has instructed, first of all, I am, okay? But it may not be even to a high extent like that. I'm going to give you a reason why. I'm going to give you a scripture why. I'm not telling you all to go climb mountains and buy 10, 15, 20 guns and stockpile food to the moon. I'm not telling you all to do that. You should do something. You should do those things to an extent. You should do those things to an extent. You should do those things to an extent. But I'm not telling you to go crazy. And I'm going to give you a perfect scripture. So now, should you prepare? Well, you should. But listen to what I'm about to explain to you all. And I'm about to give you a perfect example on how I think and how I go about my living. Pay attention. This is Luke chapter 10, verse 38 to 42. This is Luke. What the hell is the fire truck coming down this block for? This is Luke chapter 10, verse 30. If you all would see the block, you would understand. I don't even think he can make it. I don't even think he can make the turn right there. Then what? Then if he has to back that fire truck up, he's barely making it. He's hitting the tree. This is Luke chapter 10, 38 to 42. Luke chapter 10, 38 to 42. This is a very powerful scripture. It may not sound powerful, but I'm going to elaborate on it, and you're going to see just how powerful it is. Luke chapter 10, 38 to 42. Pay attention. Christ. Now, as they were traveling along, he entered a village, and a woman named Martha welcomed him. Christ entered the village, and a woman named Martha welcomed him into her home. She had a sister called Mary. She had a sister, and this is not that Mary. This is not Mary This is Mary Magdalene. This is not Miriam, his mother. This is a different Mary. How ironic, though. Her name was Miriam. And listen to the difference between her and her sister Martha. Now, as they were traveling, him and the disciples, he entered a village, and a woman named Martha welcomed him into her home. She had a sister called Mary, who was seated at the master's feet. Listening to his word. The title of this segment, this is the second segment, is called The Word. So Martha welcomed her into the house, and her sister Mary was fastened at the foot of Christ's feet, listening to his knowledge. Listen. But Martha was distracted with all her preparations, And she came up to him, Christ, and said, Master, do you not care that my sister has left me to do all the serving alone? Then tell her to help me. Read more. But the master answered and said to her, Martha, Martha, you are worried and bothered. About so many things. All is vanity. That's not what he said, but I just wanted to interlude that. He said, you are worried and bothered about so many things. But only one thing, but only one thing, but only one thing, but only one thing, but only one thing is necessary. For Mary has chosen the good part, which shall not be taken away from her. Mary had chosen to listen to the word of Christ. She chose the good part, which cannot be taken away from her. All the vanity and all the things that many of you all strive for is going to rot. It's going to, well, it's not going to do it. None of that's happening now. We got hundreds and hundreds of years before this, and no, we don't. No, we don't. I want you all right now to look at your big, beautiful house, to look at your big, beautiful car, to look at your Bentley, your Rolls Royce Cullinan. By the way, I do like the Rolls Royce Cullinan, but I wouldn't purchase it. Okay? I like the Lamborghini. I wouldn't purchase it, even if I had it. I wouldn't purchase it. And no, I don't care if you all get a Lamborghini. I don't give a damn. It's all vanity. The word is the best preparation. Once again, does this mean if you have to renew your driver's license to not do it? No, that's not what it means. Let's not be foolish. We must go about the laws of the land. See, Caesar runs this country. We have to submit to Caesar. There's no way around that. Christ advises you to do so. Why? Because what can you all do against Caesar? What can you niggas do against Caesar? What you gonna do? I'm gonna be, well, eventually, those who are truly steadfast in Christ, we will be vagabonds. But you don't volunteer to be a vagabond. You don't raise your hand, right? Go ahead and do the things that you have to do. Make your little preparations. Does this say make no preparations? Of course not. You have to make preparations, right? That's wise. Christ says, be wise as a serpent. You be wise as a serpent and continue your daily life, and you do things that you have to do in order to go about your everyday living. Also, you make little preparations. Whatever you're doing, you exercise, whatever you're doing.